Hey everybody, this is Townsend. Thank you so much for tuning in. The goal of this podcast is to cover a vast variety of topics regarding mental health, struggles, share people's stories, and hopefully remind you that you're not alone. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, okay, let me introduce you guys. So my name is Townsend. I am a singer-songwriter from the Arkansas, United States area. If you guys are from overseas, this is Hannah and Becky. I'm so excited to have them. So I fell in love with them. I saw them on TikTok a while back and he loved all their stuff. So I wanted to have them on to chit chat about their journey and just kind of where it started, how it's going. And I love that you guys share the journey of disability and how it's beautiful and how it doesn't have to hold you back and you can be involved as many things as you want. I just, honest to God, your stories either make me cry or laugh because they're so sweet. I love that you guys love just so much. You're just accepting, and that's what I want to help spread, and that's the point of this podcast. So we'll have this live and then we'll convert it into an actual podcast so people can then listen to it in cars and on Spotify and all streaming services. So just reaching as many ears as possible. So I'm super excited about it. Thank y'all so much for joining me.
Thank you. No, thanks for having us. It's been lovely.
I love it. Okay. Okay, let's get started. So number one, who are Hannah and Becky? So tell us a little bit about yourselves.
So before we start, we've been practicing. We have a bit of technical issues, and some of the questions keep repeating. They keep repeating the answers. So if we do that, we'll just ignore it. So yeah, I'll let Hannah go first.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I am the older and funnier sister of Cheethamswithdreams. I am 31 and have cerebral palsy. I love music and eating chocolate.
So yeah, I'm Becky. I'm younger, I would say funnier sister of Cheethamswithdreams. I am a children's nurse as well as do social media, and yeah, I probably love chocolate just as much, but you know, looking at me, it goes more on my hips than Hannah's, so we have to take a step back.
I love that so much. Okay, so I actually have a license in speech language pathology, and so the communication board, it just hits home for me. So I work mostly with the geriatric population, but maybe that's why I just love everything about you guys. I love acceptance. I love the communication part. I love spreading love about, like I said earlier, the disability. So cerebral palsy really hits home for me, as does much love. I love it so much.
Yes, absolutely, definitely. I've just seen that my girlfriend Lucy's just joined, so hey Luce.
Had her on here too. So I'm also a chocoholic. It's nice to meet you.
Nice, I like it. I like it.
Y'all are
gonna not go a day without it.
Yes, y'all are gonna have to ship me some chocolate, like real chocolate from London.
It's better from here. Like American chocolate compared to English chocolate is nothing.
Yeah, okay. So when I have visited out of the country, like Spain and Italy and those places, I come back with a luggage full of chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll send you some Cadbury's. That's our favorite, isn't it?
Don't play. I'm extremely
We will. We'll send you some Cadbury's. Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. So like I said, I ran across you guys on TikTok. I was immediately hooked. So number two, what made you want to start sharing this journey? So it's an extremely personal journey. What made you want to post it on social media?
I don't know. I didn't think we was going to get as big as we did. So we started Cheethamswithdreams. By the way, Cheethamswithdreams is because our surname is Cheethams, and then how we got the name was because we went indoor skydiving. I don't know if you've ever done it. And we just did it like just us two, and we posted it to my personal Facebook, and the amount of positive feedback we got from my friends and family. So we decided to do a list of dreams. We were going to call it a bucket list, but hopefully none of us are passing away anytime soon. So we did a list of dreams that we've been checking off for about 6 years now, very, very slowly, may I add. And then TikTok. So that was kind of like for friends and family, just to see how we're getting on. And then we kind of used the tagline, if we can do it, so can you, and like trying to encourage people to get out. And then TikTok, I actually started because I'm hilarious and I wanted my own TikTok. And then when the world shut down and everything stopped for Hannah, Big Eddie got involved because she was bored and we were just wanted to join TikTok and do it together, and then it took off. So I think we've learned to grow with it. Like, I think we wanted to share, because the more we shared, the more positive feedback we got and the more people we found that we were helping. So I guess we've been lucky to grow with it. It didn't just like blow up overnight, so we've kind of learned as well on the way.
Yeah, I love that. I have seen you post things where people, God, it breaks my heart, but people give you, I wouldn't say negative feedback, but there was one that stuck out to me, and it was like, it's a shame she would be so pretty or something like that.
I know. It's like that to me, and the person meant well. The person really meant well. Like, they put like kisses, they were like, oh, I'm being so kind. And that annoyed me 10 times more than someone calling Hannah a vegetable. Like, that's laughable. Look, like, that's laughable. But this was like, this person really thought they were doing well by that comment. So that's where I was like, right, we need to step it up. And, you know, we don't reply to hate comments anymore because it just feeds into an argument. That's what they want, is the attention. But if we know that someone can learn from something, so she obviously thought she meant well, so I was like, look, this isn't what you should say, and, you know, educate and whatever, then we will do that. But hate is, and I tell, you know, I've got young cousins, and I say hate is just jealousy, unfortunately, and it's someone who's very unhappy with themselves. And we get a lot of criticism of like people telling me how to look after Hannah, and I'm just like, do you know, you don't know us, you don't know our situation. And we just try to educate, and, you know, young people watching, I would say, to never just take it on the chin, really. I think, you know, we are in a place, sometimes like hate will get to me more than other days, and it's usually comes in big, you know, one video a load of people will hate, and then other times you won't see any hate for ages. But I think it's important to be able to just delete the comments and move on with your life, because they won't remember writing it, so why should you remember reading it?
That's a really great way to put that. Sadly, when you put yourself out, like even with my podcast, it's just to spread love, awareness, and just let people know that they're not alone. And you still get hate back, which is crazy to me.
Someone will always find something negative to say. I really, really struggled, and my grandma goes mad. She's like, really goes mad at this. She's like, why do you need everyone to like you? And I don't know, it's just a thing that I'm like, because I know I'm a nice person, and I know that, you know, what I'm like, why do people not like me? And I think it's just, someone just said people just take the opportunity to be a troll, and yeah, they do. You know, I don't know how. I would never be. I said I would love to interview a troll and say why. Like, why do you feel the need to do it? Because I feel sorry for them at the end of the day. But no matter what you do, someone is always going to hate you, and someone is always going to not like you. But you
absolutely. So you guys have gained millions of followers through this journey, which is so yeah, of course you're going to have people that just, like she said, troll. And I've had the same thing. You just have to learn to ignore it. But I'm the same. I'm very, very sensitive, which is why I love doing this. And so when people say things like that, I'm just like, why? I'm just here to spread love. And at the end of the day, I just have to delete them and move on.
I promise you, because we used to reply, and we used to be like, we used to try and get validation of other people to make that comment better. But actually, I've found if you just delete it and move on with your life, you won't remember them the next day. You won't remember them in a few days' time. And I think as long as you know you're a good person, and those around you know you're a good person, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because you don't know them.
Yeah. Somebody wrote, I think people don't even mean their comments. They're just doing it for attention, which
I've actually got a funny story about that. So someone wrote something, I can't remember what it was. It was on a video of me and Hannah. And I looked at their profile, and they followed us. And I was like, okay. So I messaged this woman, and I said, I'm really sorry. What you follow us? You seem to support us. What is this about? And she basically said she was in a really dark place, and our love for each other made her jealous, and she wrote the comment. And she was in a really, really bad place, and we actually ended up talking it out. You know, I gave her the number for some helplines and stuff, and she promised never to do it again. So I always think if that's what they are, then that's what's going on, and maybe we should just leave them to it.
Yeah, that's a great way. That's amazing. You changed her point of view, and that's really cool. Okay, number 3. This one's for Hannah, okay? All right, Hannah, do you...
Pushing me out the way.
Like, my turn. All right, Hannah, number 3. Do you enjoy sharing your story with the world?
Yes, I absolutely do, because I have made lots of new friends who come and say hi in the street. It is also great to educate people about different subjects such as disabilities, mental health, and how to be a fashion icon.
I love that. Yeah, Hannah, I've seen you posting pictures of your outfit. Looking so beautiful.
Yeah, you're a model, aren't you? You know it.
Shit,
the funny thing is, though, she has no fashion sense. I dress Hannah the way I would love to be able to dress if I was skinny. So actually, I'm the brains behind this. This is what Hannah wears from her day to day.
Hannah, just push her out of the way.
No, she will hurt me.
We all know this is about you, Hannah. Let's be for real.
Okay. Ow, don't pitch me.
Go harder. Go harder. We don't.
I do. Yeah, you're all about peace and love. Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Okay, so have you guys, number 4, have you all seen a lot of positive feedback? I know we kind of touched on the negative, but the feedback, has it been mostly positive?
You go first.
Yes, Becky shows me and reads out the comments and messages. Luckily, I cannot read the negative messages, so I get to live in my positive bubble.
Yeah, I mean, as always, positive always outweighs the negative, and unfortunately, I don't think we pay as much attention to the positive as we do, because I think that's just the way humans' brain works, unfortunately. But yes, incredible amount of positivity, and I think the things that get to me the most is I have messages from new parents of children with disabilities, and they're like, we were so worried for the future, and actually we look to you guys and see it's all going to be okay. And I think if we've done that to someone, then absolutely. Are you listening? It's just like, it's not my turn, I don't care. Get involved in the conversation. Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm listening.
You told me to listen. But yeah, I think, amazing amount. And I think we just push over it because it's like, oh, do we believe it? You know, it's always that imposter syndrome, isn't it? Like, you can't believe what's happening and the amount of love you get. And we're very, very lucky. And I hope the comments that mean the most are the people who have obviously watched our videos and know Hannah. Like, we get still some comments that, like, they'll be watching this live and go, does she understand everything you're saying? And I'm like, you can see us having a full-blown conversation. How like, what's it called, blindsided are you that you can't even believe that? So yeah, I think, oh my god, so much positivity, and we're so thankful.
Love that so much. I love it. All right, number 5, Becky, have you always played the major caretaking role for Hannah, or has this been like a recent adjustment, a recent change? Because I know she even said when she introduced herself that you're the younger sister.
Yeah.
So have you recently stepped up? I mean, that's a really big responsibility, especially for a younger sister.
Yeah, I think, I don't know is the answer. I can't really remember there being a change. I think over in England we have like charities called Young Carers, and it's a group for people like myself who care for someone in your family who needs it, and you're young basically, so you're like under 16. And I joined there when I was 8. So from like being a child, you probably just did a bit more extra jobs, a bit, you know, if mum and dad was busy with Hannah, you would just kind of get on with things. But I think as a younger child, it was more the emotional side of things rather than the physical demanding. As a sibling carer, as a carer for a parent, I think that's very different. But I don't know, we've always hung out. I think maybe more, so I went away to university and came back, and I moved out of this house, and I think we got closer then because we we struggled with being with each other all the time. We would argue quite a lot, and as siblings do. I think as a nurse, I went and had used all my patients at work, and then I came home and I had nothing left for Hannah, unfortunately. So I think I did struggle to do that, but I think definitely the last few years we've come a lot more closer. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think I've always been a carer and always done stuff, but I can't really tell you when that shifted to a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I can imagine it takes a lot of patience and a lot of care and love. And it does. A nurse takes so much just mental and physical toll. So you come home and want to just relax. And then it's just a little bit more.
Someone said you would never think you used to argue. We still argue now. We argue all the time. Hannah does things to purposely annoy me, and I will do things to purposely annoy her.
Yeah. People got to remember your siblings.
Yeah.
My mom didn't used to believe. I tried to tell her when she would leave the house. My older brother, he's several years older, he would try to kill me. I mean,
oh my God, Hannah.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I remember I wore overalls. I was probably 5. And I remember I wore overalls and he held me up over a flight of stairs. Like,
I mean, siblings. Yeah, I mean, I drag Hannah around the floor all the time. She kicks me in the head. Like, she will do something and I'll tell her to stop doing it because it's annoyed me. I don't know, for example. And then she'll like go, oh, and look away. And then she'll like look back like this. And then just like go for it again. And then my mum will shout at me and be like, stop shouting at Hannah. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. My mom would get home and I'd tell her what happened and she'd be like, no. Yes.
I hope he's admitted to it now.
Absolutely not. No. He will always just, when mom turns around, it's like.
Yeah. I get it. We should gang up on them.
That's right. All right, number 6. So I love your patience and your sense of humor that you bring to all of this. Because like we said earlier, it's quite a heavy load. It's a lot to do. So I love that you bring humor into it and you're able to make people laugh. But you're also very honest about your mental health and the struggles that you go through as well. So what are some things you do for self-care? Now, I do want to say, recently you posted a picture of you and Hannah both taking your antidepressants, I think. Yeah, I love that. So that's kind of like I said, what I know that you're not alone. Life is hard. Everyone's going to have a tough day. And so talk about that a little bit. What are some things that you do for self-care? Something to help you get through?
Well, firstly, the poster pill, I don't know if it's, so there's a doctor over here who was on Love Island of all things, and he is a doctor and has gone on to be a massive advocate for mental health, and he started a trend called Post Your Pill, and just was basically getting it to normalize the fact that we take, you can take meds. And I have been on antidepressants for probably 10 years now, going on 10 years. I have recently been diagnosed with ADHD, so I think they're quite linked. But then Han got diagnosed probably not long after, to be fair, and we take them because they balance our brain out. Like, there's nothing, unfortunately, we can't function without them, and I'm not bothered by that. Are you bothered by that? So you have your pill every morning, happy pill, we call it. And I'm thinking this is the answer to it, but it's labelled 5, so we'll just hope for the best.
I love putting my ear pods in and listening to music. That is something that helps me relax. I love a good cuddle, which will make me feel better if I am stressed. And chocolate, always chocolate.
Yeah, Han suffers probably more with anxiety rather than depression, but because I think your brain goes like a million times faster than anyone else's. So I've actually just posted a YouTube video where we went to London and we surprised Hannah. And as soon as she heard the surprise, she was like, what time are we going? How long are we there for? How are we getting there? Who's coming? Like a million questions. And that's what Han has all the time. So I think you struggle. Sorry. Why are you sorry? You just need to know what's going on. Like Hannah likes routine. So I think if something goes very different, very stressed. So AirPods in, you'll love your music. cuddles, pressure. We have a weighted blanket. Yeah, you like that. So time alone for Hannah is very good. She likes to be around people, but we have to in bed, weighted blanket on, eye mask on, and then half an hour later you come out a better person. Me, I'm not too great at self-care. Like, I think I don't know. What are you doing? Get in the shop. She's not even there. I don't know. What do I do? I unhealthy eat, which is bad. I do unhealthy eat, which isn't good self-care. But Lucy will try and make me go for walks. Fresh air always does make me feel better. It's just getting out, being with friends. I think for me, it's important that I make sure I get enough sleep. If I don't get enough sleep, yeah, I'm not great the next day. So I think just hanging out with the people who make me laugh is good.
Yeah, I think I can relate to Hannah the most, honestly. So for me, what they call an Enneagram 6. So for me, I think internally, I'm very sensitive. I also love routine. And so when things, I need to know what time, I need to know how long we're going to be there, how we're going to get there. Otherwise, it makes me anxious. I feel like a little bit of a...
That is I am so bad though, because I'm the opposite. I like to plan, but I will be late for everything. Obviously, ADHD, I'll be late for everything. Like Lucy, my other half, she'll be like, I'll go, let's do this crazy idea, and she goes, have you thought about this, this and this? And I'm like, we'll figure it out later. So, you know, me and Hannah probably aren't the best balance, but we work quite well.
Keep each other accountable.
Yeah, I'm like, stop being so boring, and she's like, well, you need to take a step back.
She's like, be realistic, and you're like, be more of a dreamer.
Think of the gram. Think of the video we could get from throwing you off this cliff.
I love that. Shameless plug, Hannah, you'll have to listen to Townsend music when we get off here.
Absolutely. I mean, you love any kind of music. I think I put on, I don't know what I put on, and then I could hear like this blaring music, and it switched onto like some, I don't know, some rapper, big like blaring thing, and she was loving it. So I think anything. I think any kind of music.
I can just see her in the background.
Yeah. And I was like, turn it off. She was like, get away.
I love it. All right, so number 7, you mentioned, this was something, Becky, you and I had talked about before, and something that you found was really important to you that we wanted to address. And like I said, I'm all about acceptance, so let's talk about that a little bit. So number 7, you mentioned coming out to Hannah and how hard that was for you to make that step, and with your family. So do you feel like that brought you two closer? And if you don't mind, would you mind sharing that story a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I don't think I was really bothered about telling Hannah because she wasn't my main worry. I don't know why. I think as a gay woman, as a gay person, I feel like a thing we have in common is you think everyone's going to hate you. Like, no matter who you tell, you think someone is going to turn around and say, that's disgusting, or like, I don't know, there's just something always nerve-wracking about doing it. And I'd got to the point where, so I was at uni at the time, and I told all my friends, and I was really not in a good place, and it was either like, I can't keep going on like this, or I choose to tell everyone the truth. So I came home for a weekend, my mum was like serving tea, and I was like, I've got something to tell you. And she was like, can it wait till after tea? I'm like, no, I can't. And I'd been going out with this girl for about 6 months, and I just said, oh, I think I like a girl. I went like back to the start. And it was just really weird. Like my mum looked, and I thought, is she going to hit me or is she going to hug me? And she hugged me, and it was just, I don't think they were expecting it. And I didn't tell Hannah. Hannah just heard the conversation in Wales, and then my dad came in, and my mum had told my dad, and they kind of disappeared upstairs. My dad was just like, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. And like and I was just kind of left, and I looked at Hannah, and she just held me, and I could hear that she said, I love you, and then but was talking at me, like, have a chat with me now. So as you can hear, I can't understand what Hannah's saying. I can understand okay, thank you for your assistance. And and I can't understand what Hannah's saying, but obviously what she was saying was very meaningful to me, and it was really weird. Like, it was like I didn't Look at her now. I didn't need those words. I know. I asked for your help. Thank you. I didn't need those words to comfort me. It was just that she just held me and just, it was a very bizarre situation, but it was something that I needed, and whatever she was telling me brought me comfort anyway. So yeah.
All your stories make me teary. It's just so sweet. I love the bond. Okay, so something I love, and it makes me laugh and also want to cry because it's just so sweet. You post pictures of, what did you say your other half's name was? Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy, yeah.
Lucy. You'll post pictures of Lucy and you and Hannah going for a trip, and Hannah will be all over Lucy holding her hand, and you'll be kind of left out as a third wheel. I love that.
Yeah, always away. We just been to London, and Lucy didn't come down till the second day, so Hannah was all over me for the first day, and as soon as Lucy got there, she literally was like, bye, and they sat together for the shows, and I'm very lucky. I'm so lucky, and I think it was a worry growing up that I wouldn't find someone, because this is never going to go away. Like, this bond is forever, and Han will live with me one day, and Han was my main priority, so it was hard for me to find someone who understood that and would like slot in with us. And Lucy is so amazing. Like, yeah, Han loves her, and she's doing stuff she doesn't need to do. Like, we went out the other day and she's like, I'm going to take Hannah to the toilet, and like, she just, do you know, it's things that someone didn't have to do, but she does because she loves us both, and Hannah probably loves her more. But yeah.
I think that's so important, and I think people watching don't understand that. You have to find somebody that not only loves you but loves Hannah as much.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. It's not like a sister-in-law that you could just tolerate and see at parties. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's something that's a long haul, and Hannah's not going anywhere. Like, she's like, I will be moving in. But you have a room at ours, don't you? You come and stay at our house. And we also have a little cousin, I don't know if you've seen her, named Isabella. She's 5, and we have a lot to do with her. So the 4 of us are kind of like a little family. It's cute.
I love that so much. I also love the most recent thing you did, which as a therapist, I love that so much. You showed the way that she eats at mealtime. I thought that was so cool. When I was doing healthcare as a full-time job, I left that about a year ago full-time, and with physical therapy and occupational therapy, they would use feeding utensils all the time. So we would use weighted utensils and, spoons that were able to move with you, but I've not seen a contraption.
It's cool. You're a neater eater. Hannah's, you probably had that about 10 years, but they, what's that? They gave, are you bored? They gave Hannah a new one, which was very nice of them, and it wasn't much different, and we're going to actually give ours to a lovely little girl. You don't want to give it away. Well, you can't have 2. We're going to give one away. So, see? Selfish coming out here. Look at that. I know, yeah. Maybe she didn't know about that yet. We're going to give it to that a lovely little girl with cerebral palsy. We'll talk about it later.
I love it.
And and it's just it's crazy. It's just like a thing that guides Hannah's arm up, so Hannah's got the strength to do it, but would probably a bit all over the place. So it's just like a thing that comes in, she eats and down, but sometimes you are lazy and you want us to feed you. Is that true? Is that true? Because people always go, why is she not feeding herself? And sometimes you just can't be bothered.
I mean, sometimes I want to be fed, Hannah.
Yeah.
So
same.
Yeah.
You never feed me. Yeah, maybe we should think about that.
I would love someone to give me a bite of chocolate and me not have to. So I'm
You're actually training Isabella up, aren't you? You're training Bella. Bella loves chocolate just as much as us. As you can tell, she's in family. But when I'm not looking, the 2 of them will the 2 of them will just be eating chocolate in a corner. Like, Bella will just be like feeding Hannah. Oh, it's all right, don't panic.
I love that. I love it. All right, so let's do number 8. What is the challenging part of this journey? So I know we chatted about a few already, but what do you guys feel like is the most challenging?
All right, don't panic. You've got time.
Probably having to be creative and film if you can't be bothered, because it is now our job and we have to treat it like that. Keeping up with the fast pace of the world is hard sometimes. My wheelchair only goes so fast, haha.
I love
I
it.
think, yeah, I agree with Han. The hardest part is having to keep up with it. You don't just make one video and then post it. You have to be filming and posting every day. And, you know, I think that's been a hard adjustment of you start to live your life through a phone, which isn't great. You know, I think it's important that we take that time away from doing that, but equally we share our experiences. And I am obsessed with taking pictures, always have been. My family will go, oh, another, like, I get my camera out and my granddad goes, oh, another photo. And I want memories. I want memories, and I want to remember everything. And I think that's the hardest part, is having to do all the work that keeps up with it. I think people just presume you post the picture and that's it, but actually a lot of thought's gone behind everything we do, because it is our job now, which we're very lucky to have.
Oh. So are you, Becky, are you still practicing as a child's nurse?
Yeah, I do 2 days a week. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's hard. I mean, we had someone message us actually. So someone messaged us and had said they'd gone through our follow list and noticed that we don't follow many families like ours. And it really, really upset me, because I work with complex needs. So I work with complex needs. I have Hannah with complex needs. I don't want to be seeing it everywhere. You know, I'm proud and supportive, and I would understand if people didn't follow us for the same reason. You know, I think some people like that support, but it just makes me compare even more to other families. And Hannah just loves to scroll and see footballers, probably half naked footballers. Cooking shows. Hannah's not bothered either about that sort of stuff, and it's really hard because people put their opinions on you and don't realize how much it kind of gets to you.
Yeah, I think you made some perfect points. So one, I want to point out, so music is full-time for me, and people don't understand keeping up with the Joneses is what we call it. So just keeping up, like Instagram recently was about you have so many reels a day and so many posts, and you have to talk, and you have to post at a certain time with a certain bit of content, and it's nonstop, and
then no one likes it, and then it gets no likes. Like, you put all that effort in.
Literally, yeah. So you do all this work and people think, oh, you're just making videos for fun, but it's a lot of work. Sometimes you have to edit them and this, and it literally is, you live your life through a phone, and it's the same for me as well. And I think just being a creative, so you guys, I would consider you guys a creative now as well. So it kind of like, it's just a lot of work to keep up and to keep people interested, and to fit that algorithm that the social media have. And
it's constantly so confusing and hard. And I think I think you just constantly, I think you've got to forget about that, because today I was like, we've got 20 more thousand followers than we did at Christmas. Yeah, I got so many more engagements for posts of like Hannah before Christmas. And I was like, how is that? And it's really hard, but I think what you've just got to do is take yourself back to why we do it. Why do you do music? Why do we post? Why we do? And if you've helped that one person a day, it doesn't matter how many likes you've got. But I think in the world we're in, it is really hard to take yourself away from that, and to especially, I can imagine young people doing it even more than us. You know, we know we've got our family and friends behind us, and actually if Instagram disappeared tomorrow, we would be fine. But it is hard. I think just the world we live in now, but it's very grateful. I think with YouTube, like, it's just hard because Hannah loves to film. So we have 2 days a week together, and Hannah's always like, what are we doing? Let's film. And I have no time to do the editing. And YouTube is hard because someone said, oh, just get an editor. But they don't understand what Hannah's saying. So actually it makes no sense. It is very, very, very hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with these podcasts, I want to do them live so that all these people can log on, they can see us communicate live and in person, they can ask questions, they can, comment and things like that. But then I have to go back and edit all of them, put all the time, I have to edit it in a YouTube way, and then I have to do it in a podcast way. So people don't understand. They just think it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of money as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think the important thing is just to remember why we do it and take yourself back to that start if you're ever having a day where you want to give up. And you know, you can connect with other creators, and you know that you're probably feeling the same thing. Some people just don't understand it, but yeah, I think it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to point out, you talked about earlier, you're saying you can't really function without your antidepressant. Have you ever heard of the author Glennon Doyle?
No.
Okay, so she's an American author. She just wrote a book called Untamed, which is so good. I recommend it. And she's gotten tons of fame from this book.
Wow.
And one of the quotes that she has in it is, Jesus loves me, this I know, for he gave me Lexapro.
I like it. It's true. But even when I posted about the pills, so many people messaged me saying, I take this too, but I can't post it. Even to comment. So they were so ashamed of it. And if something gets me out of bed in the morning, I have no shame in taking that. I have no shame. And I'm not a person who, therapy didn't work for me because I make too many jokes and I get a bit awkward. Like, it's not for me. CBT, I don't know if you heard of that, and you have to do homework, and I never did it. And it's just there is so many things out there, and talking is good, but it's just another option.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like whatever you do to work, I love therapy. So I went through a super hard time a few years ago, which got me into all of this. And I went to therapy, and I felt like it was amazing. It was hard. It was one of the hardest choices I've had, because it's someone looking at you and kind of peeling back those layers, almost like an onion. And that's hard. It's hard to back of all these hurtful times you've been through, but you then rebuild and remold yourself. So that's pretty cool. I like that you pointed out that therapy is not for you, but another option is.
Absolutely. I think there's so many different things out there, and it can be very disappointing if you try it and it's like, I went once and I just freaked out. I was like, so what are you having for tea? And like, what's your favorite film? And they were like, no, we need to get serious. And they didn't give me the chance to kind of get to that. And I just walked away. I was like, I'm never doing that again. And it wasn't for me, but I know so many people who it is great for, who are good chatters. And I think, like you say, I think you need to find the right person for you as well if you're going to go for therapy. That person didn't understand that it would take a few sessions to even get me to say one thing. So that didn't work for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so number 9, what advice do you have for people who are taking care of family members? Or, I've got later in the year a woman who's going to be talking about taking care of a child with Down syndrome. So what's advice that you have for family members helping or taking care of another family member with disabilities?
So we've got 2 different spins of this question. We've both taken it differently. So I'll let Han go first. Sorry.
Believe in them wholeheartedly, celebrate every milestone, and remember to take care of yourself.
So I think Han's spin is always, we believe she can do anything she puts her mind to, and gave her that opportunity. And unfortunately, you see people who probably write off some children with disabilities, as in, like, don't give them the chance to grow up into what they can be. But from my point of view, I think it's important to find yourself without the other person. So I have a lot of people who, try to be nice and try to care and say, you need to do things for you. And actually, being me is with Hannah, and I don't really know me without Hannah, and I am okay with that. I don't resent that. I have actually just got accepted onto a trek, which is ridiculous. So I'm not healthy. I don't go walking. I don't do anything. And I saw this opportunity and was like, I've never done anything without Hannah. I've never done anything for me. And I got on, and I'm doing that in June. And hopefully that will give me a bit of finding me. And I think we quite, as caregivers, we're nothing without the person you're caring for. So I think it's important to take your time and find who you are and things that you like, and you take the time for you, and don't be so hard on yourself. I think it's just, there's up and downs, and hopefully we try to share the up and downs so that people don't feel alone. And I know a lot of people who are embarrassed when things go wrong when you're out and about. Sometimes Hannah can get really upset when we're out and about if, someone's done something, for example, tried to help her take a jacket off, and that's Hannah's job. And then it will just, all hell will break loose. And there's no need to be embarrassed about that sort of situation. I think a lot of people try and and try and go away from it. But I think it's who we are, and we're different, and the world would be boring if we were all the same.
Yeah. I remember I used to babysit to make money back in school, and I babysat a boy, and I'm actually not sure, his disability was something very, very long, and I was young at the time anyway, but I knew his parents told me, he's not typically functioning, is how they worded it. So I remember taking him every Friday. He had to go to the movies at a certain time, and he watched the same movie every time.
Wow.
And so we would go and we'd sit at the same row in the same chair, and it took getting used to, again, because I was young, I wasn't his sibling, but I had to get used to, he's going to be loud, and he might have a panic or maybe, and he's going to tell what's going to happen in the movie. And I remember the looks I got, and people, some rude comments. After a couple of times and I realized how to cope with it, I would just be like, I'm sorry, this is just how it is. You learn how to go.
You don't need to apologize to the world for any of us. I have my quirks, Hannah has her quirks, we all have our own quirks, and I think we shouldn't be apologizing for who we are when we go out and about, and we try and educate as much as possible. People will try and ask questions, and we will answer them wholeheartedly, because if a kid comes up and goes, why can't you walk, like Hannah will explain why she can't walk, and rather than the parent shooing them away, being like, shh, don't ask that, because then the child thinks, oh, I can't look at someone with cerebral palsy. So I think it's important that we continue to educate and learn from one another.
I love how innocent kids are, because we had the same. Kids walk up and it would be, why do you talk like that? And you explain it, they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, Bella, who's our 5-year-old cousin, she is so funny. I don't know what she thinks of Han. She's very helpful with Han, but she'll be like, she comes up to her and she goes, oh, you can do this when you can walk when you're older. So I don't know if she thinks she's a child, and Hannah's laughing like, not yet, I'm not walking anytime soon. And and you just like get on with it, and she'll be out and she'll see someone in a wheelchair, she goes, oh, they've got a chair like Hannah. And I think growing up around it is what's going to make the world a more inclusive place. So if we can just reach one person who knows nothing about disabilities or LGBTQ, mental health, they're all things that are kind of getting better as we grow, I hope. It's very different from when I was at school 10 years ago. Very, very different. And I think people are very negative to say that we're still in a bad place with it all, but actually we are. But I think if you look to 10 years ago, we've come a long way.
Oh, absolutely. Not that long ago, if they thought, one, you were in the LGBTQ community or you had any type of disability, that could just disown you.
You'd be put in a home. If Hannah was born 11 years ago, you wouldn't know me.
She's like, oh gosh.
I know. See, we're in a good place, aren't we? See, learning, educating, chocolates everywhere. I love it.
I'm actually pretty jealous. I kind of want to live with y'all too.
You can come and save us. Absolutely. We're not as we can be as fun in person, but we need our downtime too.
Yeah. Okay. I want to point out two things before I forget. One, talking about your downtime and keeping up with the Joneses as far as social media. I myself as well, and I think this is important as far as self-care goes. You make a good point. You don't always want that on your feed. And so for me, I'm very sensitive, and I feel like I feel people's pain as well as my pain, which is a big burden, but it's also a blessing. So I've had friends have to tell me, like, I need to limit my screen time, and I need to be able to not follow certain pages. And so bad as it is, a lot of musicians I won't follow because I compare myself. I love what they're doing. I support them, but I end up just comparing. Mental health pages, I just can't see all the down and the bad about it because I worry about it enough. And so I'm
so glad you said that. I'm so glad. I hadn't actually told anyone about what that woman had said because it wasn't so long ago, but I'm so glad you're the same, because I felt like should we be supporting? And it's not about not supporting. Like, if I knew them, I would check in with them and make sure they're all right. And, I'd always hype everyone up and be there if they needed me. But it's about seeing them all day, every day. And I think it's hard. And a lot of pages are negative. A lot of pages are very down about how hard life is. And yes, while you can have the balance, I don't think a page about all negativity is good for anyone, including themselves. So I think at the end of the day, it's up to us who we follow, and it shouldn't be anyone else's business. But I don't go on my personal social media. My personal Instagram, I've not been on in about 2 years. My Facebook, I don't really go on because seeing the people you grow up with and comparing them is not good. It's not. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have social media at all, which is really weird to say, isn't it?
So I deleted my personal accounts a long time ago because keeping up with those plus the business accounts is just too much. And it is a mental burden because keep this way and that way. So I 1000%. I won't say friends, but they're acquaintances. Like I said, musicians, I love what they're doing. I will support you, but you're so active and constantly. I need a break a little bit. So you guys, for me, are that break. Like it's a positive. It always brings me a little giggle or a laugh. And that just makes me fun. Sometimes that's what you need, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you shouldn't just follow what's in your niche, because what's that doing? You know, what's that doing for you? Kind of like competing without even realizing it, I guess. And I think musicians, why do you need to follow other musicians? Why do we need to follow other disabled people or gay people when actually we are who we are? And you know, we follow what we like and what we're interested in and what brings us happiness, and that should be no business to anyone else.
Your mental health is your number one priority, and what people take with that, they will anyway. Like I said, a lot of people are there to troll anyway. And I want to point out, you said it doesn't mean we don't support those people. I support so many people that I don't follow. I'm I don't follow too many accounts because I don't want to be stuck on my phone more than I already
trying to keep up. And with other disability families, like I say, I work around it. I have it at home. It's just another worry for me that I can't help someone else. You know, it's another worry that actually I'm trying to do my best here by being the best sister, girlfriend, daughter, colleague. I'm trying to be everything. I can't be what you need me to be, which, you know, and that's me taking a stand for myself. And like I say, Hannah's all bothered about people who cook, people who bake, people who sex men who look half naked. Like that's all Hannah's bothered about.
I love it so much. So for everybody commenting, we've had tons of people log in. They're still logging in. If you have any questions, we've got a few minutes left. We're happy to address them. They're going by so quickly, it's hard to keep up. But hello to everyone that's logged on. Hello to everybody that follows these accounts. Again, my name is Townsend. I'm a musician from the United States, from South United States. I'm very country, as we addressed earlier.
Is your music country? I need to listen to it. No, I'm always supposed to listen to you.
It's actually rap. No, I'm kidding. That would suck.
I mean, I'll pretend to listen.
Yeah. I'm totally kidding. So my music, it has a country vibe. It's also more like Americana.
Hannah, she's not country music. We wanted a new Dolly Parton.
I am not Dolly Parton. I will never be that good. She's amazing.
Yeah,
but it does have a country vibe. Okay, so your homework, Hannah, your homework is to listen to my music and then send me a message how much you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it. But don't hurt my feelings.
Do you want the truth from her? Because she's very brutal.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll just cry afterwards.
Yeah, we forget you're sensitive. Yeah, okay, I can do that.
No, do be honest. I want you to be honest.
Maybe you could write us a country song as a theme tune to our lives.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Becky, do you want to help me answer a few random questions people are throwing up? Okay. Gosh, they're going so fast. Okay. Someone said, do y'all have any pets?
Do you have any pets? On the screen, people can see. Have any pets? No.
No?
Hannah hates animals. She's an animal hater.
Animal hater. Hannah, I thought we were going to be best friends. I love animals so much.
Do you know what it is? She doesn't like anyone or anything that is cuter than her. So babies, animals, like she doesn't hate them. She just really couldn't be bothered. I want a dog.
Well, can't give that dog more attention than you give Hannah. That's the
I
only.
will. I know. I was like, Hannah, you can have a dog that like an assistance dog, and she was like, no.
She's like, no, people will want to play with the dog more than me.
Yeah.
Is that,
yeah.
Hannah?
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what is y'all's biggest achievement?
Ooh. Probably. Oh God, I don't even know. So when we first started TikTok, when we didn't have many followers, well, I say many, we probably had like 100k or something. We got asked by TikTok to be part of their campaign, and it was like it starts on TikTok, and and we were on billboards all around the UK, and we got to go for this cool photo shoot, and yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Of course. That's amazing. That is too cool. Love that so much. Favorite TV show from the USA. So I guess that's for me.
How dare you? I like Friends.
Oh, there you go. That's a US. Okay.
Do you like Friends?
Fun. Absolutely. Who doesn't like Friends?
Thank God, I thought we were going to be not Friends. A lot of people don't like Friends, and I'm very upset about it.
What? Have you ever heard of the show called New Girl?
I've heard of it. I've not watched it. It's on Netflix.
You should watch it. Okay, so I feel like you and I have a very common sense of humor. And out loud, Hannah's like,
Okay.
no more jokes.
Okay, I'll have a look into it. I mean, Friends is it my go-to. I will watch it many times as I need to, all the time.
I love it. Somebody said, when are you coming to Ireland?
Ireland. Have I been twice? So Ireland, if you don't know, Townsend, is a. Do you know where Ireland is?
I do.
Okay, so yeah, I've been twice. I've got a few friends from Ireland, and I've been to Dublin twice. So I need to go to somewhere else. When are you going? Whenever I take you. Okay. Soon.
Does Hannah enjoy traveling as much as you do?
You love traveling more than me. What do you love to go on? No, hang on, just stand it. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You love to go on a plane. Oh, hang on.
Ooh.
Oh, a train as well. Train and a plane. Yeah, okay. Train and a plane. Hannah is obsessed with the sun and can sit out in it all day, every day. I guess it helps her muscles, maybe. But yeah, you love to travel. She would jet set around this world all year if she could.
So much. I love it. If I go on tour, Hannah, you'll have to come.
If we like your music.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm joking. Of course I'll be there.
This is not good for my self-care. Okay.
I'm joking. We love you.
I'm kidding. Okay, somebody said, what is your favorite music?
Music? Favorite music? It's not on there if you want to type it. Just what kind? Like radio, pop. So Hannah likes to listen to, we just have a radio station called Heart Northwest, and it's just like pop music radio, country. Hannah will listen to anything. I like listen to musicals because I'm a geek like that. Country and pop, really. Yeah, not really don't really listen to anything else.
Love it. I'm a huge fan. So getting into songwriting like professionally has totally changed my outlook. So I used to listen to a song and be like, oh, not a big fan. That's kind of trash. And then I got in the business field and I realized how much work it is. And so what genre it is, I have so much respect for all of it. But as far as listening in my car, gosh, I really like all genres. Like if it's got good lyrics, I am sold. I'm in.
Oh, see, I am so bad at lyrics. Lucy goes mad because if I like a tune before I like the lyrics, I will just then be like, I want to sing along now. I can't learn the lyrics, so I'll make my own up. A good ballad, I will sing a good ballad, good musical song out. You know, I put on a show in the car, really.
I love it. Yeah, I saw Hannah in one of your videos. Hannah was putting on a show in the back.
Yeah, Jessie J, obsessed with.
I was supposed to do a show with Jessie J at one point, and she got sick.
Are you joking?
I'm for real.
Right, if that ever comes across again, we need a follow. We need to be best friends. And if you don't pull that off, I will cut your music from you entirely.
Man, I love it. Our friendship is built on threats already.
That's the best kind of friendships, right?
Oh, this is a solid foundation. So,
Yeah. We're
health
only
and
mean to
threats,
people we like.
That's right. Okay, somebody asked earlier, you mentioned CBT, and I believe that's behavioral therapy, right?
Yeah, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay, can you explain that a little bit? Somebody asked earlier what that was.
I would if I knew. It was basically ways to train your brain, I think. Obviously, I didn't give it much chance, so I don't know the most about it, but I think it's ways to train your brain and train your thoughts. But there was a lot of work that needs doing with it. Obviously, like, it doesn't just work. Like anything, it doesn't just work. So you would have to do exercises, a lot of writing down, and it was basically just changing the way you think, which is amazing by the time you've finished with it. I think definitely if you can do it. I think the thing with mental health is if you're in a good place, you don't want to do it because you don't need to. And then if you're in a bad place, you haven't got the energy and can't do it. So there's really that, it's on you, isn't it? I think there's a lot of onus is on you to make yourself feel better, and it's giving yourself the allowance to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you made. So when you're feeling down, you don't have the energy to do it. When you're feeling good, you're like, I don't need therapy.
Yeah.
I actually had a counselor. I've had a few of them on here for interviews, and therapy and self-care should be like an oil change. So whether you're doing good or not, you still need to keep up with it, just like your medicine.
It's
Even
true.
when you're not great.
Just 5 minutes a day. I mean, do you know what I really want to do? Have you ever heard of the book called The Magic?
No.
So it's by, you just lay back like, oh, not this book again. Like, because Grandma goes on about it, doesn't she? I can't remember who it's by. It's the second one to The Secret. Anyway, so it's about gratitude, and it's about being truly thankful for what you've got. And it's basically like a book, and you do it step by step, and you have to do it every day. And it's it kind of the universe energy brings it what you want to you. So it's about stop looking bored. I know Grandma talks about it all the time, but she's doing good. She is about like being thankful and having gratitude for everything. So at the end of the day, you would say, I am thankful for, and it's just like, it makes you find the little things. You think, oh, I've had a rubbish day today, and actually by the time you've said, I'm thankful for my family, I'm thankful for food and water, I'm thankful for my house, and you're like, actually, you know, it's been an all right day. And it's about like bringing that positive energy to you. It's good.
Yeah. We take so many things for granted. I'm gonna have to look for that. There's something about, and I've said this before in live streams, for me, there's something about at the end of the day, getting ready for bed, no matter how stressful of a day it has been, when my head hits that pillow, there's something in that moment that every night I think, oh, thank you for a bed and a roof.
Yeah.
If we could get that mindset all day, every day, we would be the happiest people ever.
Yeah. I think you're pretty there. Hannah gets so excited about the little things, and I mean the smallest things, and I love it. I love it because I think what a life you must lead to be so thankful and happy.
I love that so much. Hannah, one of my favorite videos of you guys is when Becky wakes up and it's her birthday, and you're so excited for her. That makes her so
I know, and it's not even, it wasn't even her birthday, which is amazing, isn't it? You're always excited for someone else, and you couldn't get it out, could you? You were like, you just couldn't stop. Yeah, you were excited, weren't you? Yeah, I mean, so Hannah gets so excited that we don't tell her what, if a surprise is coming up, we don't tell Han what's going on until the day of, because say if I said, okay, in 2 years we're going on holiday, she wouldn't sleep for 2 years because she'd be like, honestly wouldn't sleep. So she wakes up every day and is like, is today a surprise day or
I love that. Hannah, we should all learn a little more from you. Yeah, she knows it. Yeah. Okay, I have one more. I know I'm totally teasing people about leaving. Becky, this is for you. Earlier you said you got signed up for a trek.
Oh yeah, trek. So a walking trek. So yeah, if anyone wants to help me along with that.
Oh.
So it's along the Pembrokeshire coast in Wales. So it's like a coastal line, and it's a 6-day trek. Yeah. Yeah, and it's to raise money for a charity called Copperfield, and it's for breast cancer. So it's I will keep you updated, but I'll need all support.
You're going to be 6 days away from Hannah.
Yeah, a week by the time. I mean, I think we're going to try and get Han down for the last couple of days so she can wheel me across the finish line. But yeah, we'll be good.
Hannah, I need to borrow your wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm going to need something. I'll be like, I'm Hannah.
I'm Hannah, it's so cute. Yeah, I love it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to let y'all go. I know it's evening time. It's probably time to wrap up for bed. Thank you so much for joining me. Hannah and Becky, you are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Y'all have a
Thank you. Bye.
If you enjoyed this conversation and are interested in becoming a sponsor, feel free to shoot me an email at townsendtmusic@hotmail.com or shoot me a message on any social media platform at Townsendtmusic for more information. I would love for you to become a member to help spread awareness that you're not alone. If you're looking to buy or sell, I have the perfect realty company for you. Clark & Co. Realty is located in the Benton, Bryant, Arkansas area. And they understand that buying or selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's a life-changing experience. That's why their team of highly seasoned real estate professionals is dedicated to providing exceptional, personalized services for all their clients. They truly take great pride in the relationships they build, and they always work relentlessly on the client's behalf to help them achieve their perfect real estate goals. They always have the client in mind, and I can speak firsthand when I say how reliable, trustworthy, and quick they were. When I was looking to buy my first home, they were there with me every step of the way, answering every question I could think of. They showed me a great amount of knowledge and patience through the process. It's no wonder they've won so many awards for their outstanding services and their excellent relationships with clients. So if you're looking to buy or sell, there is no better option than Clark & Co. Realty.